Today, I will walk you through building a pivot table in Excel step by step, from a raw sales sheet to a simple, useful report. I'll keep things clear and practical so you can follow along and try it on your own file. Start by making sure your data is in a table format, with column headers across the top and rows of related data below. It helps a lot if you convert the range to an Excel table first. Click any cell inside the data and press Ctrl and T. Excel will guess the range, confirm that the range is correct and that the table has headers, then click OK. When your data becomes a table, Excel adds a Table Design tab. You can change the style, add or remove a total row, and toggle banded rows or columns if you want the sheet to look cleaner. Give the table a clear name, for example sales data, so it's easy to find later. With a cell inside the table selected, go to Insert and choose Pivot Table. Pick the option that uses your table or range, and decide whether to place the pivot table in a new worksheet or an existing one. I usually add it to a new sheet so the pivot has room to breathe. Once the pivot is created, you'll see a blank pivot area and the Pivot Table Fields pane on the right. Every column header from your table appears as a field. To build a report, drag the fields into the 4 areas below: rows, columns, values, and filters. For example, put product and region into rows, and drag your sales amount into values to show totals. You can change the layout simply by dragging fields between rows and columns. The order of fields matters because the top field becomes the highest level of grouping. If you switch product above region, the table shows products first and then regions under each product. That swap often gives a very different perspective. If you want to filter the whole report by a person or category, move a field into the filters area. Put salesperson into filters and you'll be able to view results for all salespeople or just one at a time, like Bob or Ethan. Filters are a great way to narrow the view without rebuilding the report. Values are flexible. Click the Value field and choose Value field settings to change how the numbers are summarized. For example, from sum to average, count, max, or min. You can also add the same field again to values and use Show Values as to display average of total, running totals, or other calculations. If something goes wrong, Ctrl-Z will undo your change. The pivot tools add 2 contextual ribbons: Analyze and Design. Use Design to change colors, toggle banded rows, or control subtotals and grand totals. You can show subtotals at the top or bottom of groups, turn grand totals on or off, and switch between compact, outline, or tabular layouts. These options control how the report looks and how easy it is to read. In the Analyze tab, you can rename the pivot, adjust field settings, and set number formats properly. For number formats, open the field settings and choose number format so the pivot stores and shows formats correctly. You can also right-click a value cell and go to Value field settings to reach the same controls. If you prefer a visual, insert a chart tied to the pivot. Go to Insert and choose a chart type, and it will update whenever the pivot changes. You can also add slicers, which are clickable filters that update both the pivot and the chart instantly. A slicer for region makes it simple to focus on East or any other area with a single click. One last point: pivot tables do not always refresh automatically when you change the underlying data. Click into the pivot, go to Pivot Table Analyze, and click Refresh to update the report with new or edited rows. With that, you have the basics to turn messy data into clear, flexible reports. If you find this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Also, comment what problem you want me to solve in the next video. Take care and bye.